Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm here to share the most recent fun packs. I know a couple of you have mentioned to me that you want one. I have 9 available, and I have given a heads up to 2 or 3 of you who said you wanted one. There will be a link on PayPal for these, and all of these are selling through PayPal. I have to do it that way for inventory. I'm not going to list any reserved. Like I said, I have given a couple of people a heads up because they directly messaged me and said, I keep missing them. Can you let me know when the next one is available? Anyway, this is the journal that I am working on from the current fun pack. I'm calling it Curiosity Shop. I was so inspired by this one postcard that says the old Curiosity Shop. And I was also inspired by some gorgeous red fabric. Now, I know the desk is covered in things. Let me show you quickly what's in here, and I'm going to try not to do a lot of editing on this. Each pack has 10 of these fun letter number things. I believe they were stickers for maybe even merchandise or some sorts of keyboards or something. Some of them have little tags on the back where they're adhesive. I've been gluing them down, and the ones that are like bread ties, like I even hung one on this journal. I really like those. So that's in there. Each one has a strip from Negatives. Each one has one of these sort of creepy cards. Want to come to my party? There's a lot of red, a lot of black in here. A lot of off-white. I feel like it could go really industrial or like way vintage, like maybe 30s and 40s with a lot of the really fun fonts. And think about the printing, the old newspapers. Each one has a couple of these little tiles. I started thinking, I don't have to actually put a shadow box in a journal, which I've done before, in order to get that effect. Each one has a little bottle with a few chips of agate in the bottom, or red agate, I should say. Oops, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm used to tying string around those and hanging them from the journal. That'll be wrapped in a little scrap of fabric with a rubber band around it. Then we get into the paper. Oh, I was talking about the shadow boxes. This entire journal that I'm doing, the pages are meant to look like shadow boxes. And the way I'm making the boxes is by simply taking one of my favorite drawing pencils that's got a nice heavy lead and goes on really smooth. I'm using that to make the boxes, or blocks, if you will. We have some really pretty graph type paper. Each one will have some sort of airmail envelope. I had 2 different styles. Each one has got some of this pretty paper trimmed in the gold, one piece of that. There will be several sheets of this beautiful off-white, this sort of cream color paper. Each one has a couple of pieces of this beautiful wallpaper. Now, I love the wallpaper. I used mine to go on the outside. I layered, and I am going to put up a video showing how I made my journal. So that will be listed as soon as I can get that up, or posted, I should say. Each one has a fun little sticker. I just wanted this to be full of oddities and curiosities that you can use. You use them however you want to. Let's see, there's one more dollar. And there, again, I tried to stay with red and black and cream and white. Even some gray. There are a couple of touches of green, and I almost didn't put the green in because I didn't want it to feel like Christmas, but once I added the green that I'm talking about, and you'll see it in a minute, I thought, no, it doesn't feel like Christmas at all. Couple of little wood things that you can glue in or hang as charms. Each one has got 4 vintage stamps that are red. Each one has a page of letters, or maybe 2 pages. It depends on how much was cut out. You don't need a lot of this type thing to be able to cut out some really fun letters and put them on your pages and just make it pop. There are 5 dictionary pages with the beautiful old illustrations. Look at the locks. I'm planning on cutting out some of the squares for mine, and each page in my journal is going to be like a shadow box without the height, if you will. Each one has a file folder. Each one has got 3 of these little tags. You can take the strings out and distress those and stamp in the middle or just hang them. You have a copper tag here. And then each one has 5 pieces of this really pretty textured paper. It's kind of a long paper, and I left mine long to put in the journal, and you will see what I did with mine when I show you how I made my journal. This paper is a little bit shiny, but I love that edge. It feels Art Deco to me. So let's see, it looks like a couple of those. There is some more graph type paper. This is from, I believe, a Levenger, I think that's the company name, notepad. Very nice paper, and I love that it has this topic, file under, date, and page. You could distress this up and make really pretty pages. Each one has got a few of these little cards. These are, well, how do you pronounce it? Let's see. It is Levenger, so these are Levenger as well. We've got that. Each one has a few pieces of paper that each one has one of those. Has a touch of red or black or white, and these will vary. I just went through my scrapbook paper and pulled out pieces. I even cut out on one of my pages just a square of paper to put in the box, and I may come back and stamp on that. I painted the back of that page to make it a little more stiff, so it's still sort of drying. Each one has a couple of these really cool red stickers. Handle with care, glass, don't drop, which is pretty appropriate since we have the glass bottles. Here is a piece of the ribbon that I stained for the last journal I did. Each one has a large envelope, this interdepartmental mail. And then here is the green I'm talking about. This is some trifold. It is supposed to be trifold, I believe, like to print brochures or pamphlets. But I loved just folding this in half to make journal pages. This is what I was afraid would look like Christmas, but once I put it into the journal, I don't think it felt like Christmas at all. You can see part of the paper there, and it's a really faint design on the back. I love this journal. I can't wait until it's filled up. And let's see, so here are some more of the little pieces of red paper. Each one has just a couple of random stickers. Jen, you might have sent these to me, and I've used some. I still had a few more. Okay, things are not ordered in this because I have files where I drop things in. Each one is going to have some bits of ephemera, and they're going to vary. Like, I didn't have 10 of these Eastman mask charts. I think I had 5 or 6, but everybody's got the same number of ephemera, and it's just as cool. Like, instead of this, you may have gotten another type of ephemera. There's a really pretty black and white postcard. There's another one, and this, and everybody's got a number from a sheet of numbers. This is pretty neat. This is just a certificate of authenticity from some sort of artwork. I didn't have the artwork. I just came across these pages, and I thought, well, that would be cool. Each one has a piece of this really cool wallpaper. I think it's wallpaper. That's what it looked like to me. And I cut out part of one of the bulls to put on the front of my journal, sort of like a bull ramming into the china shop. And literally, this is the bull coming into the curiosity shop. This piece of paper is drawer or shelf liner, and it has a really pretty scent. You can use it or not. I folded mine up this way to make a large page. Then you have several pages of vintage ledger paper. Some of them are still a little bit attached. I won't pull those apart because I don't know what you're going to do with yours. Let's see. Not sure exactly how many. Hopefully it's the same amount. I think that looked like 6. So this fabric is what I used on the outside of my journal, and it looked like somebody had painted the inside, which is so cool. I'm not sure about that though. Maybe this is the way it was done in the factory where it was produced, because you can see this stitching, the stitching marks, and the paint or the finish is so even. Each one has a piece of this really pretty red fabric, and this is one of the other fabrics. This and this really went a long way to inspire the journal. And then this piece of fabric, which is a little, it's not completely red, but I think it's fine. I used mine because I knew I was going to stencil some gold on the front. You can definitely choose something different if you have something else in your stash. And then each one has a piece of this sort of cotton fabric. and each one has a National Geographic. This one is 1948. I mean, the font, the pictures, you could get so many cool shadow box things out of this. Some people don't want to cut these up, and that is totally up to you. You can feel here, some of the pages, that ink, it sounds like it's maybe sticking a little bit, but you can also just see how crisp and new these pages look. Somebody took really good care of these, and I went ahead and bought several knowing that I would put them in these packs because I wanted to share them. Yeah, some of these pictures, you know, pictures are pretty intense. And anyway, every pack has one of these. Everyone has a pack of a few of these little sticky notes with the butterfly and the red trim around it. So there is a lot in this pack, and I will package it up carefully and send it out. A lot of times my fun packs are $30. Shipping is a lot, and when you have something that weighs this much, sometimes it might seem like, well, you know, she's making $30 off of that pack, when shipping can be as high as $10 or even $14 if I'm on the East Coast and you're all the way out on the West Coast. It really cuts in to what I am able to make. And because of the old National Geographic and the weight of these fun packs are $35 each. I may come across a couple more odds and ends that I will throw in. In fact, I know I was doing a lot of talking while I was going through here. Oh yeah, they're in here, like the little sample cards. Just so many things that you can use to make a journal. And if you want to follow along and make the Curiosity Shop journal, I'm putting a link on PayPal. Again, I've given a heads up to some of you, and I'm only selling these through PayPal. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back soon to share the journal process, and bye for now.